كربلاء يا كربلاء يا كربلاء كربلاء يا كربلاء يا كربلاء.
التختم باليمين. تختم. What does mean تختم? To use the ring with those precious stones. I'm not necessarily speaking about these turquoise or cornelian, whatever. To use your rings to wear them in your right hand. التختم باليمين. It has been known throughout the history that this is one of the marks and qualities to distinguish between a Shia and Sunni is the way they wear their rings. They use it in their right hand. Why? Because this is the very exact Sunnah from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I expect you, when we mention the Prophet name sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that you recite louder sallallahu. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. التختم باليمين. So this is a confirmed sunnah from the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He has, encouraged Muslims to use that ring in their right hands. التختم باليمين. And it became like a sunnah amongst Shia Muslims. And now those who use their rings, if you see our scholars, if you see everybody is wearing them in which hand? In the right hand. Some people do use them and wear them in their left hand, but this is not sunnah. And we have been discouraged to do that. So we see that this is one of the marks of a Shia Muslim. And what's more, Ziyaratul Arbaeen. Ziyaratul Arbaeen. To pay respect and salutation and visit Imam Hussain. Ziyaratul Arbaeen is one of those signs for a believer. Because those who remained after the Battle of Karbala, they came back to pay respect and honor the martyrs of Karbala. Where did they come back? They came back during the day of Arbaeen. So they have declared their allegiance to the Imam, honored their martyrs, and paid their allegiance to the actual Imam, i.e. Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. Ziyarat al-Arbaeen became a sign for a true Shia Muslim. Do you know, by the way, for those who know about the modern history of Iraq, they tried their best under the regime and the reign of the late dictator Saddam Hussein. Do you know they have tried their best to kill Iraqis, persecute them, stop them? They didn't manage. Millions of people were paying respect and visiting Imam Hussain during the day of Arbaeen. They failed at the end. And now we see, after the collapse of the regime, the very fought against, tried to kill them, stop them. That program, those commemorations are still going on, and there are millions of people there. Why? Because Shia Muslims of Iraq know what is the meaning of Arbaeen. There are hundreds and dozens of Muslims like you guys here. They are coming from Europe, where they're traveling to Iraq to pay respect and to go walking, visiting Imam Hussain. plenty of them, they have done it this year. From London. They left everything. They left their job. They left their pounds. They left their work. Everything. And they went back to Karbala to walk, visiting Imam Hussain. Ziyaratul Arbaeen. Millions of Shia Muslims are doing it. And millions of Shia Muslims around the globe, they are commemorating Arbaeen. They know what does it mean. And what is the last sign of a Shia Muslim? It is Al-Jahru Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. So they are all five together. Let me just explain that. What does it mean? Jahru Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim is to say it loudly. Many of you have seen, how Sunni Muslims pray. How do they pray? Quietly. Usually, they don't even sometimes use, Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Now, our Imams have taught us. Say it before each and every Quranic chapter you're reciting. Say Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. And as there are people who are not doing so, we're going to do it. And we're going to speak out loudly. So everybody knows that we are Shia Muslims. So, Salatul Khamseen, تعفير الجبين اتخذتم باليمين زيارة الأربعين والجهر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. These are the signs of a Shia. And you can see that in all of them, there is somehow inhibited this factor of declaration. We declare for the whole world. We are Shia Muslims. And we have chosen to follow the path and the call of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And we are proud for that. Let them kill us. Let those terrorists do what they want. But at the end, we are going to be the winners. There are two calls amongst Muslims, those who call themselves at least Muslims. There is the line of oppressors, evildoers, opportunists, those who know nothing about Islam, but they misuse the name of Islam and Quran, and these are Yazidis. And those who are honestly Muslims, and they believe inside their heart, and they are willing to sacrifice their life for the truth. This is the Husseini path. And we are proud that we have never said or never believed in the way of Yazid. Rather we say, Labbayka ya Hussein. Now that you are living here in Europe, and you know that Shia Muslims are being oppressed, are being killed by those terrorists in the Muslim world. And we know that those terrorists, they are not real Muslims. And they have nothing to do with Islam. You are here to declare it and make it with your voice loudly that you follow the path of Ahlalbait alayhi salam. And that you are saying, Labbayka ya Hussein. I want you to hear your voice loudly, at least 3 times. Labbayka ya Hussein. Labbayka ya Hussein. Labbayka ya Hussein. Labbayka ya Hussein. We are here to follow the path of Imam Hussain, and we are proud of doing so. Why? Because he has never promoted death. He never promoted killing. He promoted to stand with proud on the right path. We and disgrace, never. How preposterous, he said. Hayhat min nadhillah. Those who have mixed and changed things, and they assume that Imam Hussain wants and taught us death. No, he never taught us death. He promoted and taught us to be alive, but to be a living human being, to have a living heart with respect and honor, to be a man of honor. This is what is meant by the message of Imam Hussain. But those who are killing Muslims, I'm just asking one question. Those terrorists who are killing Shia Muslims, traveling to Karbala, paying respect for Imam Hussein's martyrdom, what is the difference between them and those who are suffering from mental disorder? In the American, schools and, malls and markets, they just take machine guns and they kill whoever are there. And they kill themselves at the end. Or they got killed by the American police, the American sheriff, whatever. What's the difference between those mentally ill, psychopathic killers, and those who are so-called suicide bombers and killing Muslims? What is the difference? This is a serious question. Imam Hussain did not teach us to go and kill people. Islam is not about killing. Islam is about creating life. Islam is about peace. But to live with honor. To respect your faith and to be willing to sacrifice your life. That's a different story. I told you, a believer, the one who was killed in Najaf, Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad Baqir Hakim. Didn't I tell you, a believer, you can never destroy their faith. You can make a whole mountain vanish by using dynamite. But can you destroy a believer? Can you destroy his faith? Never.
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
He lived for almost 23 years in exile. And he went back. Ayatollah. Now what has happened? They thought he has changed his path. He's not that anymore, that revolutionary and real Muslim. Those terrorists, I don't know how many kilos of TNT they have used. When he was martyred, they couldn't find a piece of his body. Couldn't find a piece of his body. But I'm asking this question, could they destroy his faith? Never. And you know what has happened in Karbala? Could they change Imam Hussein's firm belief and his faith? Could they? Never. They have tried their best. They want him to capitulate. And God knows how many people who gather with their daggers, spears, swords. Yes, they have done their best. Despite them being merciless animals, they could not destroy his faith. لَيُسْتَفَلُّ مِنَ الْجَبَلِ, the Prophet ﷺ said, you can destroy a whole mountain, وَلَكِنْ لَا يُسْتَفَلُّ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِ. He taught us to live with pride, to be a man of honor, to reject oppression and to live on the right path. It is the message of life. It is not the message of death. Otherwise, we're going to end up just like those mentally ill psychopathic killers and those who are claiming to be Muslims, those terrorists who are attacking these Muslims, and those who pay respect and visit for Imam Hussain alayhi salam. We are proud that we are representing the path of Imam Hussain. I'm sorry that if it has taken that long time, but I'm fully proud of you that you are youth and you are representing Ahlalbait alayhi salam, inshallah, in these countries. And I would like to encourage you, and I want you to do as much as possible to promote, to spread the word of Allah, as it is a duty for all of us. And as our brother said, I have dedicated my life for that. But I am just a visiting person. You are the one who are going, inshallah, to spread the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you are all, inshallah, going to be disciples of Imam Zaman, salatullah wa salamu alayhi. So let's end up with dua for Imam Zaman. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. أستغفر الله لي ولكم والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآل بيته الطيبين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد عجل فرجه.
I would like to thank His Eminence for this very great lecture, actually. We hope that we can see him more in the Netherlands and learn from his teachings, inshallah. There is now some space for questions and answers. So we would like to invite the youth to ask any question they have to His Eminence. Het is ruimte om de vragen te stellen. Je kan ze stellen zowel in deze microfoon als geschreven vragen. Ik denk dat het een kans is om gebruik van te maken van zijn aanwezigheid. Hij zal niet lang bij ons zijn in Nederland. Dus als er vragen zijn van de jongeren, willen we die graag snel horen. Dus dat zijn vragen.
So you are free if you want to ask in other languages, like Farsi,
Welke taal jullie kunnen gewoon stellen en even vragen.
Arabic, even Netherlands, if I could, grasp what you're saying. But please no French or Urdu. Here are two questions. Our brother or sister is asking in Farsi, are our imams always, do they always possess the completed divine knowledge about everything and if they know everything. First of all, we have to understand what is possible to be known. Now, we cannot speak that everybody can know each can know everything. As sometimes cases are based on probabilities. Like, if the question is, now I have a coins, 2 euros, and the question is that, that old tricks, and the question we had when we were children. We're going to say, okay, now if I'm going to throw it, is it face or? Yes. Fine. So you know that old tricks for children. So if you say it, now, what is it? Face. Well, you're right, mashallah. So you have that knowledge, ilm kamil, mashallah. So he's got that knowledge. If that's what do you mean by that, well, they have to be like blessed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to know those things. So, as long as they have been blessed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have this ability to know about the future, so the answer is yes. But sometimes your question is not about what's going to happen. You are asking about the probability. What is the probability here? So if you say, what is the probability to have face, and what's the probability of? So it is related to the probability. The probability of that is going to be 50-50. Isn't it? We know that there are only 2 sides of the coin. So if the question is about the probability, so it's going to be 50-50. Even if you ask the Imam, even if you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is my son, believer or non-believer, you say, imma shakiran wa imma kafura. So 50-50. It is about probability. So our Imams, it depends what you are asking. If someone is referring to the probability, then the answer is, as it is about probability, they can only give you the mathematical value of that probability. If you are asking about what's going to happen, so it depends on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessing or giving them that ability. The second question, do we know that is it possible for us to ask from Imam alayhi salam whatever we want? First of all, we ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do not ask from them. They are our lords and they are our imams, holy imams, who have achieved an elevated position close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's for sure, there is no doubt. But we are not asking them. We are asking them to intercede on our behalf. Yes, I know we do say, Ya Mawlana, we say, Ya Aba Abdullah, Ya Mawlaya, Al-Hasan al-Zaki, when we recite dua, tawassul, inna tawassalna. But we do add, وَاسْتَشْفَعْنَا بِكَ إِلَى Allah subhanahu. So it is about a matter of intercession. So the answer is yes, you can ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever you want. But can't you think sometimes you shouldn't be that greedy to ask too much? Sometimes we just ask and ask and ask and ask. We do not think what we are asking. Sometimes we come with contradictional requests. And it just doesn't work. You have to be modest at what you're asking and what you're expecting from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore we say, you can ask, but you have to be clever and smart as what to ask, when to ask, and of course, to ask something for the next life or the life hereafter is better than asking only for this, going live.
There are a few questions.
In-
It's in Dutch, actually. The most questions are in Dutch. I'll
Okay, so,
translate them.
yeah, Bismillah.
There are a few questions about Imam al-Mahdi Ajjalallahu Farajah. First of all, in this time where we are awaiting the appearance of Imam al-Mahdi, how can we know, do we have to be quieties or revolutionaries?
As we said, what we are mujahid fi sabilillah, to do what is jihad. Jihad is sometimes jihad akbar, sometimes jihad asghar. So what I would tell you, for those who have participated in jihad in Afghanistan, for those who have participated in jihad in Iran, for those who have participated in jihad in Iraq against Saddam Hussein, I would say just like the Prophet ﷺ said, marhaban, welcome, marhaban biqawmin qad qadaw al-jihad al-asghar wa alayhim bil-jihad al-akbar. So welcome to those who have fought against, polytheist, mushrik, kafir, whatever, and what is expected from them is jihad al-akbar, the big jihad. This is what is expected now from us. And believe me, it is much harder than jihad al-asghar. So what is expected from us is jihad in both senses, in both cases.
There's a question related to this question which asks how to act in this situation in the Netherlands where there's a movie, and I think a politician named Wilders who gives a bad impression about Islam, who says that the Quran is
What is called al-fitna,
exactly.
sedition. Yeah, this film is fitna because this guy is just causing fitna. So he's just named himself whatever he's doing. He's causing fitna. So yes. And if you want, as the professional answer to that, I had a lecture that I have introduced and presented in during the Muharram, not the last Muharram, the one before that, in the Dar al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom in Detroit, in Michigan, in the United States, and it is dedicated just to answer about this film of fitna, sedition. So, professionally, I replied to that film and I have highlighted how this film is really a fitna. Why? Because he himself is causing fitna. That lecture is available on Shia TV, and you just check it like, in Muharram, Michigan, Detroit, Ali Hussein, Alhakim, and you'll find like it is the third or the fourth that's dedicated just to answer this, answer and put my criticism or what Muslims, should say about this film of fitna. So check that and you'll find the answer there. Shia TV, not YouTube, Shia TV.
Another question about Imam al-Mahdi Ajjalallahu Farajah is that there will be 325 men and women who will be companions of the Imam.
325?
That's what is written here.
Well, the famous number is 313. If there are other ladies who want to join us, Bismillah. We welcome them.
The question is, what will happen with the Shiites who are not included in the 313?
Yeah, this is actually about different classes and different levels. We do have those who are very close to the Imam, they have direct contact, and they are very close to the Imam, and those people who are being considered like, Hukkamullah fil ard. These are the very, just like judges on people's faith, and judges on people's fate. So these are the 313. Others are Shia Muslims, they are doing their best, they are helping, they are contributing, but they are different levels. So if you talk about the highest level, that's the peak, those who have reached that peak and highest level are only those, distinguished figures. Those who are Shia Muslims, those who are other Muslims, they are working, they are struggling, they are doing their best, they are as well helpers of Imam Zaman, but it's not necessarily like to be classified under the first level. So everybody do what they can, and this is what is meant by, being helper of Imam Zaman.
Moet ik trouwens vertalen of is het Engels duidelijk genoeg voor jullie? Duidelijk?
Genoeg.
Genoeg.
You know, it's the German word, genug.
Yeah.
The only thing they do Dutch is just doesn't make the G. So instead of genug, it's going to be genoeg.
Dat is al goedendag.
Ja, goedendag.
So about the Imam al-Mahdi, Ayatollah Fawjah, they are asking if we cannot afford a ticket or anything when he appears to go to Mecca and the Hijaz. How can we still go there? And the other question is about the woman. I think it's a lady who's asking this question. The question says that the ladies will be treating the injured soldiers of Imam al-Mahdi, but how can we help them if we don't have any medical background?
الشمس شموسا منهم لا تدانيها ضياء وعلا وتنوش الوحش